Um, Good morning, everybody. In the previous class, discussed about the metals, non-metals, and ore, mineral, gangue, flux, and concentration of ore means nothing but purification of ore, and we are got the crude metals, crude metals. So and purified the metals. So we got the metal by using in this session we are using the that metals which purified metal, that metal should be making by metals we have to making the alloys. A homogeneous mixture of two or more elements with metallic properties is called an alloys. What do you mean? Metallic character is nothing but simply say that a homogeneous mixture of two or more than two metals is called as alloy. Generally, alloys contain two or more metals. Sometimes a non-metals may be present. So these alloys, why should be we have to want to making the alloys? Which purpose we are using the alloys? Which purpose we are making the alloys? Have these are important to making the alloys? Yes, mostly. Why? Because metals are used commercially in the form of alloys due to the following properties. So alloys should be mostly important to making. Why? Because alloys are harder and more malleability and ductile than metals. The generally metals are not have the that much capacity, that much whatever we have to discuss in the previous classes properties. Metals does not showing directly the what we should be want properties. Suppose we should be want to making the ornaments. Generally, listen to me, generally we have to making the ornaments like that with gold. Suppose women's wearing the gold in the form of the look like the beautiful ornaments. How can they are making? Whatever here we are called the 24 karat gold, 22 karat gold. Remaining, what is the difference between them? Here 24 karat gold means nothing but the whatever there 99% purified gold, direct gold, and 24 karat gold is nothing but remaining 2 carats of gold mixed with another one metal, whatever there, then not called as pure gold, that is the alloy. Why? Because it's mixed with other than metal. So always be gold is mixed with copper to making the ornaments. Without mixed with copper, you doesn't make the what you should be want the beautiful ornament, the beautiful thin sheets, the beautiful thin wires in the wire form or in the means nothing but ductile nature, malleability nature, and lower the melting point than that of the component metals, and less reactive and hence the more corrosion resistance power. They have the low electrical and thermal conductivities. For that properties, we should be making the alloys. Without making alloy, we can't able to do the beautiful ornaments, the beautiful articles. Direct metals are react with the environment and formation of rusting, means nothing but going to be corrosion, corrode the metals. That's why we should be want to making the alloys. Listen here, dear students. Mostly important to making the alloys with the metals. In the previous class, we have to make getting the metals. By metals, we are making the alloys. What is the alloy? Is nothing but a homogeneous mixture of two or more than two metals is called as alloy. And in the purpose of making is nothing but mostly metals are used commercially in the form of alloys only due to the mm, beautiful properties. Alloys are harder and more malleability and ductile than metals. They have lower melting points than that of component metals. They are less reactive and hence more corrosion resistant. They have low electrical and thermal conductivities. So, for examples, alloys are showing in the table. Look here. How can we are making the alloys? Name of the alloy, composition and use of the alloys. Here, one more question is asking us like that. You should write the composition and uses of the alloys. Suppose write the following alloys composition and uses. Suppose here hmm, look here alloy. The first alloy is brass. Composition. How can it will be making the brass? Generally, we are called as bracelet wearing as a ring form on the hand. So, bracelet we are making with copper and zinc. Copper and zinc. When we are use the copper 60 to 80 percentage and zinc is 20 to 40 percentage. So after that making, we have to use the domestical utensils, utilizations, machinery parts. Domestical means nothing but in home wares, in the houses, different purpose we are using, and machinery parts. some of the more corrosive resistant parts we are using by the brass. So second one alloy, German silver. German German silver. It should be making with the copper, zinc, nickel. Copper should be we are taking 50 to 60 percentage. Zinc should be 20 to 30 percentage. Nickel with the 10 to 30 percentage. By composing, it will be formation of one of the metal alloy which is called as German silver. It will be used to manufacturing the utensils and ornaments. German silver is we are using to making the ornaments. We are making the resistance coils. So here observe that brass. What is the brass composition? Copper, zinc. What is the composition of German silver? German silver is nothing but copper zinc is common, is nothing but copper zinc composition is called as brass. To the brass we are adding the nickel. To the brass, when we are adding the nickel, it will be called as German silver. Without that nickel, it will be called as brass. By adding the nickel, it will be using for purpose of resistance coils for the ornaments, and without that we are using for the machinery parts, domestical purpose. So next one is nichrome. Look here, nichrome. Nickel, iron, chromium. Nickel, iron, chromium. Nickel 60 percentage, iron 25 percentage, chromium is 15 percentage. Uses of this one, the making the resistance and wire and coils, resistance wire and coils, to manufacturing of electrical goods, electrical articles with nichrome, resistance wires. So nichrome wires we are used to for the fuse purpose, is nothing but nichrome wires or coils we are using and manufacturing the electric articles also. So dear students, one thing observe here, nichrome. How can you remember nichrome? In the nichrome name, Ni, nickel, Cro means chromium, and other one is iron. You should be simply remember that name will be nothing but nichrome means nickel, chromium and iron. Nickel, chromium and iron. And these are very important to remember, and the composition and uses of the alloys. And next one, stainless steel. Suppose stainless steel, generally we are seeing in our houses buckets, and some more goods are there. These are we are using in our houses. On that, their road has like that stainless steel. What do you mean stainless steel? By reading this one, we have to simply say a alloy which is making with the iron, chromium and carbon. Iron, chromium and carbon. So in which alloy other than metal is combined? For example, brass, nichrome, German silver, stainless steel. What is your answer? Very simple, given the stainless steel. Why? Because in that mixture, the homogeneous mixture of stainless steel is iron, chromium, carbon. In the mixture, carbon does not a metal. So the stainless steel we are using chemical equipments and automobile parts are manufactured, and it is used to making the sinks and utensils, dental and surgical instruments. And next one, alloy, duralam, duralam, alam, aluminum, aluminum, copper, manganese, magnesium, magnesium, aluminum, copper, manganese, magnesium. It is used in the making of automobile and locomotive parts, cables. It is also used in the aircraft industry. This one, duralam, is a very strong aluminum alloy. That's why we are using the locomotives and aircrafts. So these are the very important alloys. So in the session, what is the alloy, how can we are making the alloys, in which purpose we have to making the alloys, and which type of alloys are there. In the session, these 5 alloys are very important, and their compositions and uses are very important. Once again, remember that alloys. Dear students, what is the alloy? Simply you can say that a homogeneous mixture of 2 or more metals is called as alloys. Okay, which purpose we are making the alloys? Is it important to making the alloys? Means yes, it is the mostly important to making the alloys. Why? Because in our daily life, we should be want the alloys. By the alloys only we are making the ornaments, we are making the machinery parts, we are making the aircraft parts, we are making the locomotive parts, we are making the electrical goods, we are making the electronic goods, we are making the resistance coils, we are making the resistance wires. So these so many number of utilizations are there to utilize the metal in the form of only alloys. In the form of alloys only, the full of marketing is there for the metals. Without alloys, without making of alloys, there is no important of metal. So why should we are making the alloys? We should be making the alloys due to the properties, because of the following properties. Listen to here. alloys harder and more malleability and ductile nature than the general metals. So, what do you mean malleability and ductile nature? When we are making the thin wires, thin sheets, even though they does not broken due to the malleable and ductile nature. So the ductile and malleability nature is more for the alloys when compared with metals. That's why we should be want to making the alloys. And that alloys have the lower melting point than that of component metals. Component metals. And they are less reactive and hence more corrosion resistance. So direct metals have the more reactive. We have to reducing the reactivity of the metals by making the alloys. When we have to less reactive, then automatically more resistance, corrosion resistance power is there. So this does not going to be tarnishing ornaments and rusting of the metals. Rusting of the metals. And so they have the low electrical and thermal conductivity. Generally, the metals have the high electrical and thermal conductivity is there. To reducing these properties, we have to making the alloys. We have to making the alloys. So these following alloys are there made with the metals: brass, German, silver, nichrome. Brass is copper, zinc, and composition is the homogeneous. And by the brass, we have to making the domestical utensils and machinery parts. And German silver, automatically to the brass we have to adding the nickel, it will be called as German silver. By the German silver we are manufacturing the utensils and ornaments and for making the resistance coils. And here nichrome, nichrome is nothing but nickel, iron, chromium for making the resistance wires and coils and to manufacturing the electric goods, electrical articles. So and stainless steel, iron, chromium, carbon, stainless steel. All of you remember that stainless steel. Why? Because in the stainless steel you have the five important alloys are there. Among them, only which does not making with the non-metal, which is the making with non-metal, one of the component in the composition of the alloy. Which one is stainless steel only making with the non-metal, one of the component, which is carbon and iron and chromium. Iron and chromium. So this one we are used chemical equipments and automobile parts are manufactured and it is used to making the sinks, utensils, dental and surgical instruments. And last one is the duralumin, aluminum, copper, manganese, magnesium. It is used in the making of automobiles and locomotive parts. Duralumin is a very hard alloy and it was have the more resistance power. That's why we have to using in the industry purpose, aircrafts purpose, locomotive parts, cables, etc. Duralam. So this is the alloys, and this is the metallurgy chapter. In the metallurgy chapter, this is the third session. So metallurgy chapter is completed. We have to revive the questions. Listen to me. Write any four characteristics of the metals. Very important questions. However, they are asking in the board question paper. Write any four differences between metals and non-metals. Define minerals and ore. Give an example for each. Compulsory you should give the examples with formulas. Define the terms ore and gangue. Ore and gangue. Define gangue, flux and slag. Define gangue, flux and slag. Define the gangue, flux and slag. So here write any four characteristics of metals means nothing but, suppose in the previous class first session we have to discuss about the characteristics of the metals or properties of metals. Okay, whenever they asking as like that also properties or characteristics. Suppose boiling point, melting points, physical state. First of all, physical state, boiling and melting point, conductivity, and showing the ductile and malleability nature, and density, as like that. Any four characters. Write any five differences between metals and non-metals. As usually, whatever you have to write the here characteristics, you should be remember the five, and you can take the quite opposite of the differences for the non-metals, which you have to take the five characteristics same as it is usually. Different one is nothing but opposite character you should be right for the non-metals. And define mineral and ore. Give an example for each. You should be here for this question. You should be, how can you write? You first of all define the mineral and ore and give the example for the each. Means nothing but, suppose you have hematite, bauxite, clay, glance, zinc blende, lead sulfide, whatever the number of ores and minerals are there, but among them which are the ores, which are the minerals, you first of all you should be give the one of the example to compare them. You should be give the bauxite and clay. Clay and bauxite also contains the aluminum metal, but here bauxite is called as only bauxite, and clay both are also called as minerals, but only bauxite is called as ore, but clay does not called as the ore, it's only mineral. Why? Because from the both, bauxite does gives the profitable to get the aluminum metal, but here clay does not give the profit to get the aluminum metal. Why? Because expenditure is more than to get the metal, aluminum metal from the clay when compared with the bauxite. So here bauxite is a more profitable mineral. That's why it is called as the ore, but clay does not called as the ore, only mineral. There is a it was a the simple and the very accurately example for the ore and mineral. And define the terms ore and gangue. and you can give the any one example for the ore and Gyangu. Gyangu means nothing but earthy impurities like that, sand, rock, and clay, mud particles, whatever it may be. You can simply give that, and define the Gyangu, flux, and slag. Compulsory you should be give the example for the Gyangu, flux, and slag. Also, flux means flux. You should be write the two types of fluxes. Acidic flux, basic flux. For the example for the acidic flux, example for the basic flux. Okay, you should write the slag definition, and slag means nothing but acidic flux plus basic flux gives to slag. Combined fused state product is there, native state product, which is called as the slag. So define Gyangu and flux. Write about the Froth flotation method. Very important this one. Froth flotation method, but in that question does not given the diagram. In some of the questions explain the Froth flotation method with a neat diagram, but here does not asking the diagram, but you should draw the diagram. Without diagram you does not explain that process, so you should be give the diagram. What is the calcination? Give an example. Define the calcination and give an example means you should write the chemical equation. Same, what is the roasting and give an example. Explain about the smelting, but does not given the example, but you should write the example compulsory. What is an alloy? State any three properties of alloys. Properties, which purpose we are using means nothing but the so many purposes are we are using, but by the these properties. Okay, very hard, malleability, ductile nature, and low melting and boiling points, and hard and strong, and low thermal and high resistance power is there, corrosion resistance. That's why we are making the alloys like that properties are there. And state the composition and uses of German silver and nichrome. Only one question is there for the alloys, German silver and nichrome, but you should remember they will be asking any two, not only German silver and nichrome. Here we have the 5 alloys are there, 5 alloys compositions and 5 alloys uses are very important. So by the metallurgy chapter we learnt about the, once again I remember that one, what are the metals, what are the non-metals, that metals characters as like that, and how can we are getting the metals from the nature in the form of minerals and ores, and minerals and ores are associated with the Gyangu particles, and that Gyangu particles are we are removed with the fluxes, and when that fluxes and Gyangu particles are react each other and formation of a native product, that is called as slag, and that ore will be going to be concentrated, and by the concentrated ore we are getting the crude metal, that should be going to be that crude metal going to be purification, by the purification crude metal we are getting the pure metal. By pure metal we does not utilize perfectly. That's why we are going to be making the alloys. Here means nothing but, what do you mean alloys? Alloys also a homogeneous mixture of two or more than two metals. In the alloys, in general, in our daily life, we are utilizing the in the form of alloys. Suppose ornaments are there, and excel blade is there, and soldering is there. However, these are all alloys, and so many goods are there in our daily life we are using. So, and that's why alloys are using. Why? Because their properties are very due to that properties only alloys we are making. Alloys are, whenever make the alloys are harder and more malleability and ductile than metals. They have the lower melting and boiling points than that of the component metals. They are less reactive and hence more corrosion resistance. They have the low electrical and thermal conductivity. For this we are making the alloys, and here different types of alloys are there. In your syllabus only 5 are important are there: brass, German silver, nichrome, and stainless steel, duralum. So, and that alloys are making and composition and uses of the alloys are very important. And about that chapter, the revival questions are very important by the, so, and whatever there here questions, just simply, and this is a very small chapter, and by this chapter you will get the more marks in the board examination and in the competitive examinations also. So next chapter, remember everybody, next chapter we are discussing about the, suppose in first chapter metallurgy, in next chapter corrosion. Why we have to discuss about the corrosion? We, in this session, we have to make the, you have got the metal to saving purpose of metal. Suppose we are always be in daily life we are making the metals, metal goods, metal alloys, and we are utilizing. By utilizing, we are losing the so many metals by rusting. So corrosion chapter is very important to save the metal, preventing the metal from the corrosion. How can we are preventing? How can we are, what is the corrosion? How can it will be going to be corrode? How can we are preventing? How can we are remove that corrosion from the rusting of iron, from the tarnishing of ornaments? That is a very important. So whatever we are making, not only that much important, and save the metals from the corrosion is very important. So in this metallurgy chapter we have to get the metal and metal alloys and utilization of, and so many different types of goods we are making. But these all are we are saving, we are preventing from the corrosion. How can we are going to be preventing from the corrosion? We are discussing about that in the next chapter. All of you go and search the book and corrosion chapter, and you can we can introduce that corrosion chapter. Here in the corrosion chapter, metals, what are the properties of metals, what are the reactivities of the metals, and how can we are, what is the environment, how can we are going to be reacting of metals with environment. That is a going and search that questions. Then you have to come to the next class, attend the next class. Thank you everybody, and we are meet in next session with a corrosion chapter. Okay, once again, thank you everyone.